Today I'm going to be reading for you out of the New Yorker. I've personally never been to New York, which is why I have a lot of magazines from out of town. Now, I don't think that this is a good price for this magazine personally. $9, and you only get look how thin it is. Do you see that? It's only 30 pages. So let's count the pages actually. So this 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're on page 17. Alright, so they have more than 40 pages. Let's see. So in total they have 71 pages, right? So this was published January 6th of 2020. So this was beginning right before everything got really different. And so what I do like about it is that you see here we have this picture of this man and this woman walking pretty carefree, and I love that a lot. Amongst all these people, she's one of the only people that is dressed in colour. It looks like the ground's wet, doves are flying by. It looks a little bit majestic, So I really enjoy that. And I always enjoy that New York look, So on the first page, and I encourage everyone to kind of just tone down and to meditate in their own way, whether that's listening to music, whether that looks like. Let me explain what I'm actually doing here. Now, although I'm going to be reading a little bit out of the book, I'm also going to be describing what I see personally by pictures alone, so with no words or anything up there. So when I see a picture, I'm kind of going to describe the story a little bit before I read the article to you. Alright? So it just makes it a little bit more creative, imaginative, and also it gives my personal perspective, almost like a slight therapy session for me. And it's kind of just fun. I'm bored right now. So anyways, so with her, I think that this is telling everybody to meditate. She looks very calm. She looks like she's in a state of meditative healing, if that's a phrase, I don't know. Also, what I see in this picture, I see the halves of two worlds, and it's kind of like she can become overwhelmed sometimes with the world, and so she's just kind of tuning it all out, even though half and half of the world is like headphones of her ears. It's so much that's drowning her out, and she's just found a very therapeutic place in her mind to just tune all of it out. Does that make sense? I've been drinking, I don't know. Yeah, so that's what I see. I mean, other than seeing two igloos on her head. Yeah. So the article says, now it's time to start listening. Join the best writers in America as they make sense of the world and the people changing it. Hosted by David Rimrick. Okay, so that's coming straight from the New Yorker Radio Hour podcast, which is really cool. Oh, it's also, so if you have Apple Podcast or if you have Spotify, it's on both. So that's pretty cool. So I guess now it just gives you a list of things that the magazine is going to be talking about. Don't really care about that. Let's see what we have. Alright, let's turn to the first page. Oh, these are just the contributors. I don't really care for this. I want to turn to something I think is more interesting for us both. So that's really pretty actually. You see that? It's like gorillas in the forest. like and an LED lit up forest. It's really nice. I think this is pretty interesting. I see a lot in this picture. What do you guys see in this picture? I'm gonna cover it up and turn it upside down. And what do you see? Do you still see the same thing? Because you already saw it once. And cover it up again and turn it this way. Let's bring it in a little bit closer. Do you see anything different yet? No? Right. I love art. I see a lot in this picture. Well, I mean, not really. The only thing that stands out to me a little bit, I guess they look like pipes to me. Like pipes. And then this looks like some type of pipe, like small pipes, smaller pipes. That's all I really see. I mean, of course, I see pillars. It's like some type of building. But, I mean, maybe these are railings instead of pipes. Who knows? It says the non-profit artist space was founded in Soho in 1972 as a refuge for experimentalists. Film stills, though for the first time in the late 70s, when she also briefly she was also briefly a receptionist. Let's see who went to work in just as a nurse. Oh, this was during the AIDS epidemic. Okay, I don't really care about that. We're gonna look at something else. Oh, this is pretty. Now he looks like he's definitely done psychedelics before. This is very colorful. I like that a lot. So maybe he's some type of artist. Oh, he's into indie rock. I don't really know that I listen to that much indie rock. I love music, but I don't really know that I listen to that much indie rock. Who's this by? David Berman. I was about to say David Banner. It's David Berman. Operetta. Have you all ever been to an opera? Always wanted to go to an opera and sit like really high, like the exclusive people used to, with those little bitty glasses, those little bitty binocular glasses. It seems like a lot of fun. Let's see. Laura Linney. Now this looks quite fancy. Like some type of limerine pie and wine. I don't know if that's what that is. I told you we're just going off of, you know, off of what I say. Listen to me. There we go. But we're just basically going off of what I say. So that looks like some type of limerine pie. Of course, a glass of wine. I would love that glass of wine right now. Now this is pretty interesting. Did you all see that? It says table for two. Can you see that? Gotham, table for two. Could you imagine having to eat like this? I bet you people would eat a lot less, maybe, if they had to hold the table up while they were, you know, easy. I told you guys, this is like so random. I'm just kind of putting my spin, my imagination on things as I go. So that's what. Alright. I'm just getting a little bit risque. Vanity Fair's Women on Women. What's that talking about? Classic Vanity Fair profiles, essays, and columns by women about women. Oh, women about women. But this says women on women in red. They should know how to reel you in. That's funny. Alright, so this is the New Yorker, the talk of the town. And this here, can y'all see that? Let's see. It looks like maybe a man in the military, you know, is looking from a hole above. Almost, this picture almost reminds me of like when animals live underground and they're waiting for their prey to come, you know. And so it's underground. But what's so funny about it is that it kind of looks like they may see him too, but maybe not. I don't know. You can see the light coming in on his face. So clearly this is the outside, which is light, and you know, the inside is dark. So he's either, maybe he's not watching TV, because if he was, that'd be more light around his body. So he has to be underground somewhere, you know. Underground. Oh, no. I just realized. Okay, so he has on that hat and it's giving off light. I just realized I didn't notice that before. Alright. So he's looking at animals in the night, but they still look so far away. It still makes me think they're underground. What do you all think? Let's see what the article is talking about. The talk of the town. Comet, the good old days. All times seem to those within them uniquely miserable. Alright, we don't need to read all of that. Very first storytelling picture. The first narrative, and it tells one of the simplest and most resonant stories we have. A tale of a hunter and the hunted, of small and easily mocked pursuers trying to bring down a scary but vulnerable beast. Alright, so I guess I was a little bit on point with it being like the narrative of the hunter and the prey. So he's underground, obviously he's the hunter. It looks like he's somewhere very discreet in the forest, and they're out in the open, and he's kind of like tracking his prey. So I think I was a little bit on point. So that was pretty cool. Alright, have you all ever done this? Like try to figure out what the narrative of a book was or an article by the pictures alone instead of like reading? Let's see what we have. I'm looking at this little picture down here. He looks so happy to work, doesn't he? Alright. This one says less is more. The post struggle. And then we have her. She just looks like she's over it. Completely over it. Linda Bostrom Narsgaard. Let's see what else we have. No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to look at that one. Alright. So, let's talk about pussy cats. Alright, pussy cats. You are dirty. You're very dirty. Alright, so let's talk about cats. So, what I see here. Okay, so let's look at the title. It says Personal Story, Grief. A Writer Reckons with Loss by V.S. Naipaul. So, what I see here, initially, I just see, of course, a vase and a pussycat. Maybe curiosity did kill the cat. Maybe that's the story here, you know? Maybe he did kill the cat. Maybe he knocked the vase and the vase knocked him over. Maybe what happened here, he knocked the vase knocked him over, and in turn also knocking this over, and everything fell on the cat. And the owner wasn't home. So he ended up passing away before the owner. That's really sad, no? I mean, the article is called Grief. Alright, that's pretty dark. Let's move on to the next page. So this is just a lot of words, a lot of scribble that I don't want to leave. Wait, this looks like Einstein turned monk. Doesn't he look kind of like a monk? That's so funny. By Hart Pomerantz. I don't know, he looks pretty peaceful. He reminds me of like a monk pilgrim almost. He looks at peace. I'm not going to read the article. Oh, that's an actual person. I'm not going to read him either. Let's see what we have here. I'm not gonna read too many more pages. I'm gonna try to find some more pictures. Oh, this is an interesting picture. Maybe I like dancers. You will see that. That's interesting. Alright, and here we have a separate Tiburon. Tiburon? Never heard of that before. Oh, I think dancers are so beautiful. I love artists, dancers, musicians. I just think they're so talented, especially artists that can draw something from scratch without any pictures, without looking at anything. I think they're so talented. Alright, there's a lot of pictures of people. I like the cartoons a little bit better. Let's see. We're almost to the end of the magazine. Alright, so this will be the last one. Let's say Song of Experience is the title. Right? Dancing Song of Experience by Jennifer Homans. Same of what the hell? Right, with the setting of Entree to Iyoi. I don't know what that means. Takes us back to Flamino's Misty Origins. Soledad Barrio has a way of entering the stage like an animal circling her prey. I know I'm not pronouncing these names right, guys. It looks like she's quite the actress. You can see how much expression she has on her face, you know. And then here, she might be a dancer. It says she has a pose. Maybe she's like a ballet dancer, classical, maybe even tap dancing. And she has her little hands up, and then you see that there. So I don't know about this person. Let's see. This is the last one for real. This is like PS, like when you have a last thing to say. This is the last PS thing to say for real. Let's see, because actually this is the end of the magazine. I told you it wasn't that much, you know, to look at. So this is like the last of the last, and it's by Anthony Lane. Alright, so let's see. Now the title is Home Comforts, Little Women. So it looks like you have 4 women. To me, they look like they're in like different age categories. Maybe she's like the eldest, her in the middle, either her or her. It's one of them. They definitely like the younger two. They're waiting for someone. Maybe like a family member that went out into the cold and they're waiting for them to come back. So they'll have like a certain look of curiosity and also like destitute amongst their faces. So I wonder if they're like excited to see if someone's coming back, or a little worried that someone went out in the first place in that type of weather, because obviously it's snowing. They will have on long sleeves. So home comfort. Maybe they were too scared to go out into the house, you know, out of the house. Maybe one of them was brave enough to go out and the rest of them was just more comfortable in the home. Home comfort. Who knows? I mean, we would know if we read, but I don't feel like reading right now. This is kind of a more imaginative state. So, alright. Yeah, so that was the last page actually. Let's see what's in the back. This is on the back. St. Petersburg, May 13th, 2020. explore one of the world's most fascinating cities on an exclusive design and art tour hosted by Architectural Digest contributing editor Howard Christian, interiors and garden director Alison Levasseur with Indigo. Is that right? That's not right. It says add access trauma by designing again. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Either way, that was the absolute last page, and here we are, back to the front and back to the back. So I don't know. I wouldn't say I wouldn't buy this magazine, but I would say it. I probably wouldn't buy this magazine, but it was still very enjoyable to kind of sit down and go through it with you all. So thanks for watching, and if you have any specific magazines you'd like me to, read off of, or if you have any picture books that you like for me to kind of come up with a story before I read the article, then let me know and I will see if I can get a hold of some of those magazines. In the meantime, the New Yorker was quite decent, and thank you for tuning in.